Welcome back to The Express at VanCity Theatre for the Vancouver International Film Festival. Now, VIF is in its 30th year, but it's also in its 5th year of partnering with the Real Youth Film Festival, a chance to highlight compelling short films from aspiring young international filmmakers.
This is not your typical VIF film. In fact, it's not just one film, it's 25 short films shown together as a part of the Real Youth Film Festival.
We work with youth to help them make media about issues that are important to them. And so we do a lot of arts-based youth empowerment work, and we work in rural communities and with marginalized youth a lot.
Paige Smith and her fellow filmmakers made a film called OMGA, spelled OMG, and it's a humorous way of looking at how youth communicate.
I hate John right now. Why? I just told you. JK.
It's about text talk and kind of mocking it in a sense, because teenagers these days are really getting to a point where our ability to socialize with each other is limited because of social networking in a sense.
Being a part of VIF isn't the first time this trio has had recognition for their films.
Hey, so what's your food situation? What was that? Nothing.
I have one film, it's called Neverland, and it won Best Overall Junior Picture at Zoomfest, and it won Best Overall Actor for my lead actor.
The idea behind Real Youth is to give young people the skills to really understand what it takes to make a film.
We'll go in and we'll work with a group of young people to brainstorm what issues are important to them and how to sort of storyboard that into a film using, different techniques like metaphor and that sort of thing.
Using metaphors is exactly what filmmaker Laura Finkler did for her film Going Nowhere.
It shows this woman being held back by a rope, and it's basically a metaphor for how people working at minimum wage are being held back, and someone who works at minimum wage full-time is still below the poverty line that the government sets.
Being involved in the festival is not only exciting, but it's shaped who they are today.
It's really exciting. Yeah, I was pretty shocked when I first found out that it got in and stuff. I didn't really expect that because we had entered into this first contest and we didn't win. But no, it was really exciting and it feels really neat because I like the Vancouver International Film Festival and I watch a lot of the films and stuff.
I feel like without film I wouldn't be me, I wouldn't know what to say to people, like who are you? And I'm a filmmaker. And I feel like it's who I am now, and I feel really happy with what I've done and I'm really proud of it.
I'm Peter Verge in Vancouver for The Express.
VIF is just the first stop for the Real Youth Film Festival. It will make its way across Canada and then around the world with over 30 screenings between now and September of 2012. Now, our next VIF showcase also takes us across the world. Vancouver filmmaker Deanne Whalen debuts her film 40 Days at Base Camp. It's about the culture, the conditions, and the community at the base camp of Mount Everest.
40 Days at Base Camp is a story about what was about Mount Everest and about the sacred place it once was and the commercialized place it's becoming.
Base Camp has now turned into a garbage fill, and more worrisome, a cemetery.
It was extremely challenging to be there.
I haven't watched these yet, so I don't know how they're going to turn out.
There's 800 people from around the world, all living in tents on a dying glacier. There's nobody in charge. It's sort of the Wild West still. So we sort of document the life and days and subculture of this very bizarre temporary community that gets set up every year on the world's highest mountain.
The crew followed 3 climbers, one of which was Arjun from India.
At 16, he was the second youngest person to attempt to climb Everest. We also followed the Colombian team, whose lead climber, Nelson, had lost his leg in a former climbing accident. And we also followed a Canadian team, a team I'm very proud of. They're from Vancouver, Rob, and he has Crohn's disease and has been spending the last 10 years of his life climbing the 7 highest peaks in the world.
Climbers were given POV cameras to document their journey to the summit.
We were supposed to go to Camp 3 today, but as you can see, the weather's really packed.
For Deanne, who is the first woman to produce and direct a film from Everest, she and her crew were tested mentally and physically every day.
As a filmmaker there, I was constantly challenged to ask myself, like, at what point am I putting myself in danger?
After 40 days at base camp, the biggest reward? Having the film complete and debut at VIFF. So did Everest make her want to pursue more outdoor adventure?
Absolutely. I'm an adventure junkie, first and foremost. I absolutely love the physical challenge of it.
I'm not feeling a disappointment. I'm feeling just a sense of awe.
In Vancouver, I'm Melanie Panetta for The Express.
Camp 4, Mount Everest.
Deanne's biggest piece of advice, make sure you pick a company with the best climbing Sherpas. Otherwise, you're endangering yourself. And you can see 40 Days at Base Camp on October 11th here at the Vancouver International Film Festival. And you can also see these upcoming films.
Honesty is the best policy is the greatest lie ever told.
After the break,
I think that is, if you arch your back, it won't hurt as much.
everything and everyone.
Incredibly funny, but it could be incredibly sad too as well, so it actually mirrors real life.
Rattle on the stovepipe, boot, jack, jaw, harp.
Sunflower Hour.
Pipe, boot, jack, jaw.
The Express. We are your local voice.
Wow. Okay.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Makeup services for Shaw TV, provided by Beauty Mark.
Today's generation of young people spend the least amount of time outside of any generation in human history. We need to have children out, we need to have people out in order to see the world around that allows us to live. I think something like the Sea to Sky Trail is the epitome of what we need to get people back out into the real world, to see nature as it can be, and something that we are a part of and that we must fight to protect.
Ready? This is for all the money.
Let's see if we can get this.
Oh! Ah!
Oh, yes I did.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
I think I gotta work on my game a little bit. You were awesome. How many goals do you think you got on it today?
Maybe 20. I'm not sure. Never know.
I think you're pushing it a little bit with 20.
Welcome back to our Express special on the Vancouver International Film Festival. It takes more than 700 volunteers to make this festival happen, and that's not counting the volunteers in the actual films. When local screenwriter Ian Tang needed to make his first feature-length film on a budget, he shot it in just 12 days. He recruited veteran actors to practically work for free, and he even used his crew to be the extras. The best part is, none of that shows in the film.
Take a photograph of you, but you are cuter than me.
Everyone can make a movie.
Ian Tang is not in the movie business, but he wrote a screenplay and started asking for help to make it into a movie.
He just makes things happen, and that's all you need.
His perseverance catapulted him and his film into this year's Vancouver International Film Festival.
Everything and Everyone is about interlocking storylines between family and friends.
So, what did everyone think about the play?
Oh, okay.
It's about the relationships that fathers and sons have. It's about the relationships that mothers and sons have, that lovers have.
And they all have their own struggles.
Whatever happened to honesty is the best policy?
Honesty is the best policy is the greatest lie ever told.
No, I think that is, if you arch your back, it won't hurt as much.
It's incredibly funny, but it could be incredibly sad too as well, so it actually mirrors real life.
I will get it. I refuse to be treated like an invalid.
Ian also managed to recruit some of BC's finest actors, many of them veterans of Canadian film and television.
The actors pretty much came on board for as close to free as you can get.
It was a no-brainer. Just being able to see who I'd be able to improvise with and work off of and play with.
I give you the male perspective.
No. Too embarrassing.
Getting to work with Chayla and Ryan and Chad and Gabrielle, it was unbelievable.
She's right. Lying doesn't do anyone any good. It only serves to make your own lives easier.
The script was just such great storytelling, and it really intrigued me from the first time that I read it.
The night that I read the script, I called my agent first thing in the morning and said, we have to tell this guy's story.
How can you not be turned on by Alexander Fleming discovering penicillin?
Eric, the character that Ian wrote, was just an absolute ray of light. He believes so much in the good of people.
My students rave about my interpretive lessons. It's what makes me a phenomenal teacher.
To keep the film's budget low, Everything and Everyone was shot in under 2 weeks in Maple Ridge.
Breakneck speed of 12 days.
We're getting better and better at just being able to show up and be ready and do it now, because there's not a lot of time to play around and have rehearsal.
He's going to need constructive criticism, not a bunch of fake compliments.
They're doing it for the craft. They're doing it for the art. They're doing it for the story.
Pretty much all of the background people that you see in the film, they're all crew members.
I have two things that nobody can take away from me.
Your resources are so limited here. If you can make a good movie in BC, you should be able to make a good movie anywhere.
Everything and Everyone is running for 2 days at this year's Vancouver International Film Festival.
Truly, there's so much talent here. I feel like we should be making movies like this once a month.
I'm Bianca Solterbeck in Vancouver for The Express.
Everything and Everyone screens on October 12th and 13th, that's Wednesday and Thursday, at Empire Granville 7. Now, another local filmmaker who's debuting his first feature-length film, Sunflower Hour, is Aaron Houston. This is one that he wrote and directed. It's a mockumentary about the dark side of a children's puppet show.
It's a mockumentary called Sunflower Hour, which is the name of a fictional children's puppet TV show. It's the first feature-length project from local filmmaker Aaron Houston.
It's a dark comedy about the underbelly of children's puppeteering and what it really takes to make in children's television. So it's basically, it's a behind-the-scenes look at children's television, and all of the characters that are created basically shouldn't be anywhere near children. So.
Jack Joe.
Wow. Okay.
It's a character-driven comedy, so it's basically about these 6 people and their broken lives, and there's just sort of like an awkwardness and honesty and rawness to the comedy.
Hello, my name is Mr. Bubbles. What's your name?
We shot the film for about $28,000. Yeah, and most of that went to food and insurance.
Aaron says he chose the mockumentary format because it would fit best with his first-time filmmaker budget.
We shot it over 8 weekends last spring, so yeah, which it was nice because it gave us the week to prep for the weekend. So it was like a little short film marathon. It was like making 8 short films in a row kind of thing, and then stringing it all together into a features.
What? Told you not to drink out of the carton.
The reason why I want to make films is because I love filming. I love storytelling, and I've worked on bigger films and other films where there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of pressure, and people are being nasty with each other, and I just don't like that. It's not fun, right? So we wanted to create an environment that was fun, and we achieved that, and I'm really proud that we did that, and proud of everybody that worked on the film. So it was a cool experience.
I like strawberries.
In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
Sunflower Hour is screening on October 13th in the evening and October 14th in the afternoon. You can also become a fan on Facebook. You're watching The Express, and we've got your spotlight on more from the Vancouver International Film Festival. As part of the Canadian Images series, this comedy tells a funny story about the values that hold a family together and those that would tear it apart. Another Canadian feature, Waking the Green Tiger, features a new generation of environmentalists as they strive to preserve China's natural wonders, educate, and encourage public debate. Bloodland explores the irreversible and detrimental impact of the thirst for gas and oil on our planet and ourselves. VIFF runs until October the 14th. The theme this year is Same Planet, Different Worlds, and at the closing gala, they're screening The Kid with a Bike. Thanks for watching today's Express and for supporting the local film scene. We'll see you next time.
You gotta trust me. It's almost like I already see it in the news.
Oh, come on.
Hey, that bridge will collapse at 12:15 a.m. tonight. That's 2 minutes. Finn, that's 2 minutes. Damn it, Finn.
Get out of
just
the way,
listen.
Donovan.
Damn it, Finn. Come on. Hey, don't go. Out of your mind! Hey, come on, Finn, please get off the bridge. Come on, Finn, please get off the bridge.
It's not going anywhere.